Hello there, friendos. Newbornkilik here, welcoming you back to Stupid Urban Stories. Now, you all seem to enjoy the last video, and I thought to myself, hey, why don't we actually look at a self-aware creepypasta this time? Trollpasta, rather. For those of you that are unaware, this is a series where I get to be a sarcastic jerk to a story, and hopefully the author of this doesn't get upset. No disrespect, by the way. With that in mind, we're actually taking a look at a story that's a bit more self-aware, called Getting Rid of an Evil, Scary N64 Cartridge. From my light reading, I think this is going to be a winner. But it begins. One time, I was laying back on my couch eating a Twinkie, and just totally being lazy. I mean, ultra lazy. I hadn't moved from the spot from hours. Grammar, but I'll pass, it's on the Trollpasta wiki. Even my cat got bored of lying there and moved. You know, that's one of the scariest things as a lazy person. They just take so much from society, you know, using up all that oxygen and whatnot. It's really terrifying. World's smallest violin. Anyway, so when someone knocked on the door, I yelled out loud, angrily, and got up like a drunk sloth. That's a very good description. I know exactly how you got up. That's surprising that was actually pretty good that way. Anyway, when Arthur stumbled over to the door and opened it with my Twinkie still in hand, but Arthur was surprised to see a small package lying at their feet. I picked it up and took a good look at who it was from. It was addressed to my friend Bobby, who had died in a tragic chalk eating accident last year. Oh, tragic. Absolutely tragic. You know the guy that eats glue too? Chat, that's been coming up a lot in stream, people eating glue, and I don't know why the universe is doing this. Oh no, you don't, I said, running to the street. I saw the postman getting back in his mini car. Hey, I don't want this junk, I shouted at the top of my lungs, waving my Twinkie at him in defiance. Which is a very fun thought. But the post officer drove off without even looking at me. What an idiot. I took the box to my porch and looked at it. Since I was suspicious, I didn't bring it inside. Don't want any of those spooky ghosts getting out after all, right? Arthur decided to carefully open it up, and was surprised to find a letter, along with an ancient cartridge-style game. Yes, ancient, much as the Mayan temples are ancient, so too is the Nintendo 64 cartridge. The letter was in very shaky handwriting, which read, Dear John, I don't want this game anymore. I just want this all to end. Very short sentences here. Oh, never mind, we got a longer one coming up. I may be gone from here soon, but please keep this game hidden away. Never play it. Ever. Lots of love, Bobby. He just lolled. Non sequitur. Do you remember whenever, like, older people, when LOL was first a thing, and some people thought it stood for lots of love? So you'd have pictures of people in the hospital, and they'd be like, lol. I just remember that time, and it was, but you know, like, they meant well. Anyway, Arthur grimaced, and looked at the game. It was a Nintendo 64 game, and one I had seen at his house. It was called The Legend of Zelda: Pokemon's Mask, and was written in black ink over its plain cartridge. No, I did read that correctly, okay. I decided to do what he wanted. I went to sleep later that night and had a dream of Bobby with black, bleeding eyes, holding the game and repeatedly telling me, do not play this game. I mostly replied with, shut up. I've heard you like 1,000 times already. I'm not gonna. What an idiot. Every creepypasta antagonist should be like. The next morning, I looked for the game, which I left on the table by my door. But, it wasn't there? I looked in the living room, bedroom, and even the bathroom in case I left it there on accident. Look, I've done that before with my phone. I get it, okay? Nope, no game. I was gonna give up when I looked at my old Nintendo 64 console, sitting on my shelf in my living room, and it was already in the system. Oh, no, you don't, I said sturdily. I tried to take it out, but it was stuck. I could play it, I began to think. Then I realized how stupid that was and went to get some pliers. I finally got it out. Award for smartest antagonist goes to. But Arthur finally got it out, I put it in a bag and decided to take it on a road trip. We all know where those road trips go, chat. Far out, little man. Hidden so no one will find it, huh? I thought as I stood on a local mountain. I took a shovel and began digging a small hole, and then I set the game in. Stop right there! Someone yelled in the distance. I turned around to see a park ranger running up the hill in a hurry, all the while huffing from exertion. Shoot, I thought. You're not supposed to litter, they said, coming to a stop in front of me and barely looked at me. I didn't want to give up without a fight, so I said, but my friend really wanted me to get rid of this. He's dead, by the way. I just need... They ignored me and said, get out of here now. I mean, that is what they say. They say, please leave. You gotta go. Stop trying to put your cursed possessions here. Look, you're like the 7th person that's done this today. That's enough, okay? Why do people think this is acceptable behavior? Because of stories like this? Probably. She was so scary that I ran back to my car. So much for that. I'd got my parents to drive me out here saying I was collecting bugs, dang it. I arrived to find my parents hanging out near the portable bathrooms, which smelled awful. But why? Why were they just there? You know, I think his parents are the people we really need to worry about here. Did you find bugs, honey? My mom asked sweetly. No, I said flatly, I'll have to look later. Not a single bug to be seen in this whole mountainside. That lady scared them all off, you know? She said, get out of here now. They all left. Later, back at the house, I brought the dumb game in my room. Now the ghosts are gonna infect all of your things. I figured I could bury it in the backyard or maybe throw it away. I figured I'd try burying it first. That is the easier of the two, Newbornkilik said sarcastically. Next day, I tried digging a hole with the game still in the bag. That's when my dad came out. Oh, doing some gardening? He said with a big grin. Yeah, I spent the rest of the afternoon gardening. After having worked for hours, dirty and sweaty, I gave a long, mean glare to the game in the bag. It's time for you to go, I told it, and I walked outside directly to the garbage bin. The trash truck would pick it up tomorrow. I was done. That evening at dinner, my mom suddenly got a big smile on her face before taking a bite of a mashed potato on her fork. Oh, honey, you're not going to believe this. She ran out of the room and a few seconds later came back with the cartridge. Dang it. Other kid words. There are no swears in this. You had almost thrown your game away. You're so lucky I saw it. I sighed and decided to explain to her my attempt to get rid of it. I don't want it anymore, so I was trying to get rid of it. What? She asked, suddenly having a frown. A whole frown. She just has a frown now. She's not wearing a frown. She's just got it. Does it not work anymore? Yes, it doesn't, I lied. Well, how about you put it on later and find out? She asked. Don't be wasteful. Later on, I took it back to my room. My parents wanted to see it turn on, so I figured I'd leave it on for only a short time. Plugged the old Nintendo 64 to the wall and connected it to our TV in the living room. I grabbed my parents and turned the game on. A howling noise came from the game, and the Nintendo logo came in and out in a staticky way. Then the start screen appeared with an eyeless Link staring at us. Oh, a horror game, my dad said cheerfully. Ugh. I groaned and watched the evil Link glitch out repeatedly with the happy masked salesman Lasser occasionally joining in. Well, it looks like it plays, I said grudgingly. Well, I want to see more, my mom said cheerfully. The last thing I want to do is play a game from a supposedly dead friend begging me not to play it. I'm tired tonight. I think I want to go to bed now. I did my best to fade sleepiness, and they both left. I went to turn the game off, but it stayed on. I unplugged the system, but it was still on. The happy mask salesman and a Keaton mask flashed on screen for just a second. One Mississippi done. I don't know if that was an actual second, but Arthur unplugged the game from the TV and stuck it in the closet. I sighed angrily, wondering if I had to get rid of my Nintendo 64 now. Why would Bobby do this? The next morning, I saw the console was plugged back into my TV. I ran over and pulled the game out of the console, shaking the cartridge in anger. I figured I could wait for the house to be empty and could destroy the cartridge with a hammer. Great plan. Probably should have been plan A. Leaving it in a school bathroom wasn't a way to hide it. That is a very strange leap in logic, but you're thinking, and I appreciate that. Then an idea came to mind. I could try flushing it. An hour later, I had a soaking wet cartridge, and I felt ashamed. As you should. Where'd the hammer idea go? The guy in the last story was bending his cartridge to his whim, just between his fingers while still in the system. You could probably just snap it in half. But what could Arthur do? Arthur looked at the cartridge. Was the title written in black ink or dark blood? This is some horror movie trash, I yelled at the cartridge. Yes, you put that cartridge back in its place. It'd make it know that it is subordinate, okay? That is what you gotta do these days with these cartridges. I understand. Later in the day, my parents did their regular shopping run. Okay, don't make a mess of the house, my dad yelled as they both left. I smiled and twisted my hands together in an evil villain sort of way. I took the cartridge into the garage and grabbed a hammer. It was time to get rid of it once and for all. Sorry, I got really into that evil part. I like that. Anyway, I smashed into a bunch of big chunks, which flew off wildly in every direction. Are you wearing protective glasses for this? Because you're gonna get some cursed cartridge in your eyes, and that's probably not good. But Arthur took the chunks and put them in a trash bag. Goodbye, evil video game, I told it, bringing it back to our kitchen trash can and lightly dropping it within. No, I didn't hide the video game. I was smarter than Bobby and just got rid of it. I spent the rest of the day lying on the couch. About a week later, I got another package in the mail. This time it was from my friend Jessica, who had recently gone insane and was sent to a mental hospital. For no explicable reason. Yeah, she wasn't, they just wanted her to go. They thought it would be a fun summer experience for them. And so she left. But Arthur opened it to find a cartridge and a letter. I threw both into the trash late at night. Boom, end of story, short and sweet. Okay, well, his parents just about got him cursed, and he would have gone to an insane asylum like his friend Jessica, or dead to the afterlife like his friend Bobby. Okay, so this was an interesting story. Clearly, it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. I don't really know if any of these stories are meant to be taken seriously, but this one clearly was just very tongue-in-cheek about it, and I appreciate that. Overall, I think I like this story. I mean, yeah, it had some cliches, but at the same time, it was, very kind of playful about it, so I think it works out pretty well. But anyway, that is all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. It's helped me out an awful lot. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful day. Thanks so much to my Twitch supporters, patrons, and channel members for all of your support, and thank you for watching to the end of the video. Anyway, I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.